Hey BJ, I'm
Hey,
Blake.
going
Good, how you doing, man?
great. I gotta say, it sounds awesome.
Oh, awesome, dude. I'm
Thanks,
so
man.
glad you dig it.
Yeah, I'm glad you guys dig it too. I mean, we'll get more in depth about it, but after listening to it, I'm like, wow, you can really hear, you can hear the tumor in my voice, which is
Dude,
weird. Yeah, it's
dude,
a little weird. So
dude, that's powerful.
Yeah.
yeah,
How have you been doing lately?
I'm great. The doctors
Awesome,
say that it looks like I beat this.
dude.
Yeah,
Yes, that's awesome. That's
yeah,
fantastic news.
yeah. I thank you. And
Oh,
well, I mean, I got to thank you guys a lot. I mean, the card meant a lot to me.
oh, dude, it's man. We couldn't believe it honestly when we found out the news from you in the email, and I think it was right around like really the first communications we had together,
Right.
and you were so open and like down to collaborate and like wow, you were finding all of this news out. It was just
Yeah.
man, it was
It
a
was
lot, I
funny.
can imagine.
I usually don't have like a shortage of shit to write about. And, I'm like, what do we write, make the song about, so on and so forth. But the only thing that was on my mind was obviously beating cancer. So
Absolutely,
I thank you for letting me have that release.
dude.
Pleasure.
Man, I'm listening to the music and there's just stuff, so much tasty stuff going on that I'm like, oh, that's like the drum lick, the opening drum lick. Oh, it's just so smooth. It's like
Thanks.
it's
Thanks, man.
this is about to kick some ass. I love
Dude, thanks, man.
it.
That's very kind.
I mean, the song fucking crushes, and just to be able to like get it off my chest and say, basically, this isn't the end of my story. This is just a moment of it. So I wanted to be able to get that out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can hear like it's just your voice is so passionate and has so many levels to it. It
I
was
thank
just
you.
so much fun to collaborate with you and hear what you did with the track. Like you were the first person to respond to us when we started reaching out to potential collaborators for this first group of songs we've recorded.
Right.
And so, dude, I can't tell you how stoked we were when we heard back when Will let us know, you were down.
This whole experience, not just making this wonderful song, but like going through cancer and all of that. It fucking sucks. It's like it's not something that I recommend to anybody. Uh, Ironically, with what I got, it could have been prevented with a vaccine had the vaccine had been invented when I was a kid. So right now, you know, it's available for teenage children. So if regardless of how you feel about vaccines, this is one that I suggest people get if you have the opportunity while you're young, because you don't want to go through this shit when you're older.
Absolutely. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is guys. This is actually the first time like Zero Trust did a small show right before I was going into surgery, and I mentioned it a little bit on stage. But this is actually the first time I'm really talking about it, to people other than like my immediate circle. So good to get it
Dude,
off.
well, dude, thank you for sharing it with us and like being open about it. Like we just wanted to say too, like we we understand the gravity of what you've been going through as much as we can, and
Right.
like anything that you're wanting to share, like we would love for you to share and just speak on, in whatever way you're
Yeah.
comfortable with.
One thing, and I actually started writing about this in a few songs that we're developing. Um, One thing I noticed about it is cancer is probably the most woke disease there is, because it could give a fuck whether you're gay, straight, white, black. It doesn't give a fuck. It just doesn't care. There were instances where I was sitting in the waiting room waiting on my radiation, and we're all in gowns and so on and so forth, and I'm sitting next to an Asian man and a Hasidic Jew, and a man of Spanish descent. I don't really know where he was from, and we're all practically naked, and we're all just sitting there and vibing out. I wouldn't have had an opportunity to talk to any of these gentlemen if it weren't for cancer. Not that I'm grateful for that, but I am grateful that I got to meet these individuals. But what it made me realize is that, well, one, none of us wanted to be there. Two, it didn't matter who the fuck we were because they got us. And that's the situation that we're all kind of in. Like, we're all in this boat together.
I am curious about sort of how the timeline flowed. Like, when in the course of last year, like from when you found out from your doctor to when we approached you to when the tracking to the surgery, like how far apart was all of that?
I found out a few days after my birthday. Happy birthday. Like, hey, happy birthday, you got cancer, great. And then you guys approached me not too long after that. I was, of course, excited, but I was like, do I talk about this? Like, is this where I go? Or, do I talk about the numerous other things that are plaguing humanity that, that should be spoken about? But, as I just got further and further into it and, talking with the boys here at the Barrel, which is where I'm at right now, our studio here, realized really the only thing on my mind was that. Mm-hmm. The only thing I could really articulate was in song version was how I felt about that. I wasn't necessarily ready to articulate it any other way, at least how I felt about it going into the battle. I started writing the song honestly with almost like a woe is me feeling, like, fuck, honestly, I'm just getting my shit together, really, and this is when it's gonna happen, but then I realized it's like, yeah, I'm just one dude. There's plenty of other people who've got way bigger things going on than what I have going on right now. So it's like, I'm lucky enough that I'm surrounded by the experts, and I live in New York, so they're all here. So and I've got a 90% chance of beating this fucking thing. So what's woe was me about this? So this is now a fight song. This is, like, fuck you, get the fuck out of my body, and then I can move on. If I hadn't tracked it that week, it wouldn't have got tracked. I believe my surgery was the following week. And then, I was down for a year. It was like surgery, and then after surgery, chemo, radiation, and then recovery.
Yeah.
I'm getting my voice back now, like, and my skin's starting to come back, so which is a plus.
I didn't want to interrupt earlier, man, but my name's Tony. Nice to meet you, man.
Bro, bass lines are killing.
Thanks, dude.
Everything is it's just smooth, and that's kind of what I wanted to do. Approach like with the harmonies and a lot of the stuff. I wanted it to be, like, smooth, for lack of a better way of putting it. And I think collectively we've achieved that.
Yeah,
definitely, dude.
At that time, I was listening to a shitload of fucking yacht rock, like non-ironically listening to Christopher Cross and like all of that stuff, just because I needed to be in a mellow headspace. Mm-hmm. And so that's kind of where some of it, and the Isley Brothers, but I'm always listening to the Isley Brothers. So
hell yeah.
Along that. And then real quick, there were parts where I was like, this kind of sounds like Chino. So let's do a little Deftones shit, So R&B, Deftones.
That's awesome.
Hell yeah.
Dude,
super great.
Best friends right now, dude. I swear, man. Best friends right now, dude.
What are your thoughts on the harmonies and stuff like that? When you guys first heard it, we like, oh, this fucking guy's out of his mind, or like,
no, dude,
not at all.
No.
No way.
Yeah, I was blown away with how many layers you put in that, like your musicality shown. It was awesome to hear how, dense you wanted to take it. And obviously we passed it right along to Chris, who mixed it, and he handled that shit because it works from top
great
to
job.
bottom.
Yeah. That it's such great, and he's done a great job on all the songs. Like, really, really top-notch production. And after hearing the other two songs, I'm like, fuck. Like, oh, that's a lot of shoes to fill. Let's hope that I do well. And I'm just glad that it's been received amongst you guys.
We loved it, dude. Yeah. It was so powerful on so many levels.
The people just listening to this, I have my thumbs up. So
you were the person that came to mind for this track. Like, knowing, like, just from what we've heard of your voice, you know,
Right.
in Zero Trust, and
Yeah.
like, it sounded like it was going to be something really cool. And so getting the track back after you recorded your vocals, it was like, oh, this is really, really cool. This is awesome. So,
Oh,
yeah,
that's
dude.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. You know, when we all heard it here at the studio, because, you know, we all just come here and chill out and, like, you know, late at night and just listen to music or vibe out and do whatever. We're all like, this is a cool fucking song. It's a really cool fucking song. And, you know, and then we just started immediately. Like, you know, we would listen to it and just spitball shit. And then that's how I came up with it. And, you know, luckily, you know, both Travis and Evan, who does the majority of the recordings here, you know, they're like, they actually pushed me in the direction of, like, you should probably talk about it, because it's really all on your mind. And it's like, so, you know, I got to thank my boys for that, for giving me that push as well, because I you know, that was like the straw that broke the camel's back as far as me going that direction.
Killer screams, by the way, dude.
Yes, seriously.
Killed it.
I'm glad you like that.
Dude, yeah.
You know, it's funny because people say that I have so many different voices. I only hear one, but like,
okay.
Oh wow, you know, you sound like Lane Stanley sometimes, and sometimes you sound like this. And it's like, awesome, great, because you know, they're all influences. So if every once in a while one of them comes out through me, fucking, that's a compliment. You know, I dig it.
Just being able to speak with you and like hear your experience over the past, you know, year or 2 years is really powerful and impactful. So thank you for sharing it with us. And
yeah, my pleasure.
Like, just thank you for everything you did for the track and the music. It's just it was above and beyond, dude. We're just so grateful for the collaboration.
That makes me feel great, because honestly, you know, I was worried about it, and then, you know, I went through my whole thing, and to hear that you loved it, like, it lifted my spirits. So I really appreciate it.
Absolutely, dude.
From the heart, man. We really do. We've loved working with you on this.
You guys are awesome. Well, let's do it again. And, you know, real quick, I want to say thank you to Equal Vision for, you know, everything they've done. Really, truly great organization. So, and I get to meet awesome people like yourselves. So I'm grateful for them for giving me the opportunity to spit what's in my head out.
It truly has been an honor, man. Thank you for taking some time and hanging out with us. And again, just thank you for being a part of this track.
Really, I really appreciate it, guys. And like I said, let's do it again.
Absolutely,
right on, dude. Hell yeah. Thanks, dude.
Hey, man, we're grateful for you, man.
Thanks, Tony. Really appreciate it.